So definitely welcome to another Tea Time with Brian. It's very exciting times here in Georgia, so we just want to make sure I, checked in one more time before the end of the year. Can y'all believe that, like, tomorrow New Year's Eve and then like Friday a whole entire New Year? Like, I feel like we're all ready to just kind of get ready for the new year and all that good stuff. But we have a lot of things to do before the end of the year. Today is actually one of the last days, depending on where you are in Georgia. Today is actually one of the last days for you to early vote. So make sure you check where you are, your early voting location, to whether today is the last day or tomorrow, because depending by county, certain locations today is the last day. Like, for example, Henry County is actually today, and places like Richmond County, actually the last day to early vote is tomorrow. So we want to make sure that you guys are in the know about that. But definitely some good news. We've actually had already 2 million Georgians early vote. Like, that's crazy, and that's added to the people that have voted by mail, absentee ballots. So we're already on track of actually having the highest turnout for a runoff ever that we've ever had in the state. So we're just extremely happy at the turnout rate that people have showed out, and we're just really excited for what's to come. Next week, make your plan. If you have not gone to vote, go vote today. Most places are open till 7 p.m. so you have more than enough time. If you get out of work at 5, you can definitely have some time to vote today or tomorrow, depending when you are on the state. And if not, then you can definitely do January 5th. It's definitely going to be a very exciting time. So make sure you stay on the line. And take your friends, take your family if they have not voted yet. There's some people that we've heard that, they never received the absentee ballot. So they're like, oh, well, I just make sure to show up on January 5th. So definitely let us know. Have you already voted? Tell us your experience below. We would love to hear that. We want to know more from our tea sippers. So today I'm actually just drinking water, so I'm not going to do the usual, like, full on tea, but I just, I just needed to come have my little time with y'all. I couldn't finish the year without doing this. It's just, I wanted to, of course, be the bearer of good news of the amount of people that shown out, but also just kind of give you some good feedback of what we've heard, as well as, what's coming down the pipeline. The people on the ground, like, for example, a lot of our team members have been doing some amazing work in Burke County, in Columbia County, as well as Richmond County. We've been we're on track of knocking more than 30,000 doors. So, kudos to them. Like, what? Like, so of course, remaining safe. We want to make sure that every single of our canvassers, as well as the people on the ground, are, being extremely safe. And, we're proud to say that they have been very safe, and they have continued to, making sure that people know what's going on. Because there's some people that, even though I think we're all ready to, get it over with, in the sense of, like, we've been getting maybe a lot of calls, a lot of texts, but, that's what comes with the territory with being a swing state / purple state. And that is what Georgia, is, now with the results of the November 3rd election for the presidential election. So now we would see what would happen for the January 5th election with the 2 Senate races. So make sure that you take your friends, take your family, and make sure your voices are being heard. So now let's jump into just, telling you about some other things that's going on around the state. There's for us, it's not going to be necessary, at least for me, there's not going to be necessarily too much of a break, because right after, the runoff election, there's going to be the beginning of the legislative session down in Atlanta. So we want to make sure that you guys are always in the know about that. There's going to be a lot of challenges to a lot of, just voting, as well as just a lot of bills that are already coming down the pipeline that will keep you up to date. So we want to make sure that when to call your local representative, as well as your local senator, to where they are making sure that your voices are being heard by them, and let them know that we are watching what they're doing day to day. We have some really good history of doing that since we've been active in the legislative session. So we want to continue that, to know that young people are in the know and the young people are making sure that their voices are being heard. Because I think that we finally, I mean, there's some people that might still be in the mindset that young people don't turn out or young people are not making sure they are being heard. But, we proved that time and time again now with this, runoff election, as well as with the presidential election. I would tell you that young people, and specifically young people of voters of color, were the ones that definitely made the impactful decision us to decide many of these races. So we definitely want to make sure that they have continued. And one of the reasons why we've heard and we want to continue to making sure that their voices are being heard is that a lot of them have told us that they feel like their votes or their voices are only matter when it comes to election season. So we want to make sure that everybody, is being engaged, not just during election year or not during election time, but throughout the year. So they know that, we want to make sure that their voices are being heard. We want to make sure that they know that what they say matters and carries weight. So we want to make sure that they have easy access, because a lot of times I think that a lot of these political process and legislative processes are deliberately hard to make sure that the regular person doesn't know about it. So we want to make sure that we make it easily accessible. So that is definitely one of our goals that we will continue doing for this legislative session. It's going to be very interesting because they actually redesigned the website, which was, for a little nerd like me, when it comes to like political nerd, it was really exciting. It's so bright now, so you can definitely check it out. But it's going to be very interesting because normally I'm used to the hustle and bustle of being in the Capitol. So it's definitely going to be a very change of scenery, change of how things are being done. But that does not mean that we're not going to make sure that we hold our representatives as well as senators accountable. Let them know how we want them to vote for certain bills. So it's going to be very interesting to see how everything transitions and as well as gets ready for the new year. There's definitely going to be a lot of different, with I go now to my little part called Rona Chronicles. As you know, there's actually now 3 different vaccines, at least here in the United States. There's 2, there's Moderna and Pfizer. We want to make sure that you guys, once that's available, that you go out and get the vaccine. I know that there's been, and trust me, I understand why there's some people that are not, ready to get it, but because a lot of times throughout history, a lot of times people of color have not had the best experience with when it comes to being actually catered to when it comes to medicine, as well as just the medical field. So we want to make sure that that this is actually something that they're taking seriously. They want to make sure that they have easy access. So actually they want to make sure that the communities such as the Black and brown communities that have been disproportionately affected by the virus actually has easy access to it. There's already been, I want to say, throughout the country, 1.2 million people that have already been vaccinated. So if like doctors and first responders that are dealing with people with COVID on a day-to-day, 1.2 million already have been vaccinated. And it's been the most that they, from what I've heard, and of course do your research, but from most I've heard is that they've had like some pain in their place where they got the vaccine, but other than that, they've been pretty good. So we want to make sure that if there is a way where we can prevent this and not have more unnecessary deaths or more people at risk, we want to make sure that we take that vaccine. It's historic because this is the first time that a vaccine has been put out so fast with such a high successful rate, and it's because of the fact that there has been unprecedented resources as well as unprecedented need and want by a lot of these rich countries to actually get it out. With Moderna and Pfizer here, as well as AstraZeneca in the UK, they're definitely going to make sure that a lot of us were going to have access to the vaccine by sometime in spring. So we definitely want to make sure that we here tell you that, get vaccinated and make sure that you take your people, because we want to make sure that you are safe, so you could join us for more episodes of Tea Time with Brian. But yes, I definitely want to make sure that it seems like President-elect Joe Biden wants to, ask all Americans to wear the mask for 100 days, to socially distance. So we, want to make sure that you are safe, continue being safe. I know it's been a long, arduous year. We want to make sure that you continue being safe. So, a lot of us are tired, but I'd rather us, continue wearing it and being safe than like falling into, something that we might regret. There's a saying in Spanish, it's like, es mejor prevenir que lamentar, which means like it's better to prevent than lament, meaning like, if this is something you can prevent, then, make sure that you don't, go out partying or something like that. I mean, trust me, once this is over, Brian is going to party. No, but we want to make sure you're safe, and just like I work for this, it's gonna be only the people in my house, but we're gonna celebrate. I have bought some champagne, so we're gonna try to leave this year behind and welcome the new 2021 with positive attitude, and yeah, just. This is going to be probably the new background that you're going to see. I know that you're used to seeing me in another part of the house, but this is more intimate, more, where we're talking. So please, any feedback that you have, I would love to hear it. I think that we have been getting a lot of good support from y'all. Like I told you, I will make sure to put at the end of the live stream as a comment the link to the early voting locations, as well as, if you need a ride to the poll, because that's actually another thing that we've heard. There's some people that might not have access to get to the polls. So we want to make sure that we also include our the ride to the polls information. So you can definitely make sure that you have, make some time to go vote. So on January 5th, there's just going to be a lot of good events. There's actually on Saturday an event coming up where we're actually going to have multiple people, like Waka Flocka, as well as Little Duval and the Rotimi, the guy from Power, I believe. Yeah, so they're definitely gonna doing a lot of good, socially distanced, wearing masks, plays in the James Brown Arena. So this is for my Augusta metro area people, so make sure you show up. The event, you do have to register, so it's the place is wegotpower.eventbrite.com. I will make sure to put that link below so you guys know and show up. So yeah, we're very excited to be part of that. We want to make sure that all of you know what's going on and know how important it is. This runoff election will decide the future of the Senate. So we want to make sure that as much of us make the time to make our voices be heard. So once again, just wanted to check in, say hi, and have one last time Tea Time with Brian. Can you believe it's already been 17 episodes? It's crazy. I know that it's been 17 episodes in the quarantine, but time has fly. I feel like from March to now, it's like, whoa, like what has been life? But during that times, I wanted to make sure that you guys were in the know. I think that, with coronavirus being our day-to-day, it's very easy to miss what is going on in our local politics, as well as just what affects our day-to-day. And that was my task. So if you have any more feedback, any more things you would like to see for 2021, please feel free to comment below. Like I told you, we have had some good feedback, so thank you so much, and we'll see each other next week for another Tea Time with Brian. Thank you so much again, and have a great new year, and make sure to celebrate and safe, and thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Ciao.